Hey YouTube, this is Heavy Metal Coin Stacker. How are you today? Just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about some different things. And I know that you guys know that my channel is relatively new here, and that my size of collection has become, started becoming more of a collection at this point. That hadn't been the case in the past. So I'm kind of a new coin collector here. However, I'm not new to hobbies. And what I wanted to discuss today is kind of a couple of different things, or some temperance of what action that you should have when doing a hobby. Now, the first thing to understand is, what is a hobby? I worked for the better part of 15 years in the hobby industry selling toy soldiers, and in that time I learned a lot about what it was to be a hobby. And a hobby has essentially three parts in my mind. Number one is that it requires some type of collection, whether that be a collection of, in this case, coins, or flies for fly fishing, or equipment for hunting, equipment for fishing, toy soldiers, anything that you can imagine that you would need to collect, or that you would want to collect. Number two, it requires some type of improvement or quest for improvement, whether that be tying your flies or improving your collection overall, making it a little bit better as you go. Number three, it's somewhat obsessive. And what that means is that it's something that you think about, something that you spend time in your mind about, something that you do in order to have that part of the hobby be a passionate part of what you're doing. And that third part is something I'd like to talk about. Now, today I had to sell some of my collection. And there's a reason for that. As I've been doing this for 3 or 4 months, I've really found that I like to have some different things, or I've wanted to be into some different parts of the coin collecting hobby. And I hope that this helps someone as they go along in their journey on coin collecting. What did I do? Well, as you can see here, I have a proof state quarter. But this proof state quarter is actually a silver proof. And I thought, when I had first started out, it's a beautiful coin, this one being Pennsylvania. I had thought that when I started out that silver proof quarters were the thing to do for me. And I had them through proof sets. I had them through buying them individually online, on eBay mostly. And I purchased several of these coins. The problem: I like mercury dimes. I like half dollars, namely Franklin half dollars, of which this is not one, but these are just a few pickups that I made today in a trade after I got rid of the bulk of my silver-proof quarters. So what does that mean? I think it's important to understand that as a new collector, that having goals in mind is an important thing. And I have these Dansko albums back here, and you could see my video about the United States typeset that I had. This is not something that I would have done, and that's what the 64 Kennedy half dollars for the typeset. That was a target of opportunity. When I found this book, because they don't make it anymore here in January of 2017, I got it for basically 20 bucks, brand new with the packet, with the wrapping on it, from my local coin store. So I bought it because I know that they don't make that anymore. Now, this is a long-term project for me, and it's something that I can look at and work with over time to make myself a better collector. I have a Lincoln Cents because I think that everyone that's starting off should start small. Lincoln Cents are very easy to get in collecting, and it provides a focus for me when I look at this and try to find, or try to guide my way through the world of coin collecting. But I also have a mercury dime collection, and that mercury dime collection is in a Dansko album. Not only do I have the coins from the Dansko album, but I have several others, rolls, a couple of rolls here and there of mercury dimes, some loose in different capsules, such as this silver quarter, and that is the main focus of my collection at this point. Just because I really like the mercury dime. I love the look of it. I think that the mercury dime, or the winged Liberty Head dime, is just absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. So in order for me to kind of pare back into what needs to be done for me as a collector to be better, I had to get rid of part of my collection, because I take the obsessiveness of the hobby and go a little far at times. So I've actually picked up, as you can see, a few different mercury dimes and the half for the United States typeset. I work the Lincoln cents as I can, but I think it's very important that any time you start into a hobby that you have a goal, and that is the most important thing that I can tell a new collector. Also, I think that as a new collector, when we start something, say as a Lincoln Cents album, I've heard it said by several people that having a collection or starting a collection, a coin collection, you should start off with the most expensive coins in the series. And that I couldn't agree with any less. I think that while having those great coins or having those key dates is very important to the completeness of the set, it is not something I think that a new collector should start off with. Anything that you're collecting needs to have a basis. And if this is done by my Lincoln Cents by coin roll hunting to get the bulk of the dates that I need to do and then upgrading as I go along, then I think that's the right way to go. That way it spurs your passion, it keeps the hunger for the hobby going, and you're not just sitting there on one coin to say, well, here's my collection of mercury dimes. I've got one, a 1938 S that I paid $4.50 for instance. So I think that the most important thing for those new collectors out there to look at, one, is to make sure that you focus and you have a goal with what you want to do. That is so important. And two, don't be ashamed to go out there and start with the lesser coins in that series. And if you have to start with a circulated coin, and that's the caliber of coin that you're going to go with, then fine. Do it and upgrade as you go, because like I said, the second part of the hobby is the improvement of what you're doing, which you can improve that. You can improve that coin over time to make your collection that much better. I hope this has been informative, and if you have any questions, please just put them down below. I'd love to put my word in with it. Like I said, I've been a part of hobbying in different ways for years, and this as a hobby, coin collecting, is no different than any of those others. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, leave a like, and again, if you have any questions, please do send them, because I'd love to hear some constructive criticism as well. And as always, from Heavy Metal Coin Stacker, rock on.